The live streamer. The live streamer.
SJ Central 16. You'll get 50% off our annual membership. Double the shows for half the cost. Honestly, that sounds pretty sweet. Live from San Diego, welcome to Screen Junkies Central. Today's episode is brought to you by T-Mobile, the Uncarrier.
Central! Screen Junkies! Screen Junkies!
Central!
Awesome! I see, you guys, give yourselves a big round of applause. Joe Starr.
Hey! Hal Rudnick! Hal Rudnick doesn't say his own name. He's too big for that. Everybody say it with me. 1, 2, 3. Hal Rudnick!
Stop it, you're making me blush. Okay, you guys, Comic-Con is fantastic so far. See a couple folks in costume, but there's one guy back there who looks like a frightening juggalo. Yes! Juggalo Nation in the house!
Whoop, whoop.
Magnets, how do they work? You guys, we're hanging out for a minute. We're waiting for some of our guests, but in the meantime, we can just enjoy each other, just drink each other in. I have a question.
Ask it.
I have a question. Has anyone here seen Ghostbusters yet? What do we think? Did we like it? Anyone here that saw it and didn't care for it? Only one guy.
Man.
Only one guy. You know what? Most people liked it, so I gotta say fuck you. Is that mean? Is that too mean? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I love you, whoever you are. But seriously.
I think it was Dan.
What's that?
I think it was Dan.
It was Dan? Dan? Oh, good old misogynist Dan. No, Ghostbusters is really fun. Did you see it yet?
I haven't seen it. I watched a little 8-hour movie I like to call Stranger Things.
Oh.
That was good.
Yeah. Has any, make some noise if you watch Stranger Things on Netflix.
Make some noise if you haven't blinked since.
Absolutely check it out. I've only watched the first episode, but I'm like, I got to get back to Stranger Things. Talk a little bit, give them just a little bit of the gist.
Okay, so do you like the 80s? You like Stephen King? You like an unknown director named Steven Spielberg? Do you like Dungeons and Dragons? You're gonna love this show! You got 8 hours to kill? Yeah! Screen Junkies Central, Stranger Things.
You know, you were going, Joe, you were going on such like a roll with do you like this, do you like that? Do you like being asked do you like things? Yeah!
Before I got this job, I was up for the,
Stirs chili at the restaurant?
No, not the chili stirring guy, the guy that cleans the shirts. OxyClean. My wife just told me OxyClean. Your reference is incorrect, husband. The OxyClean guy. I think he died. That's sad.
Gotcha. Oh.
But he'll live forever in our clean surfaces. OxyClean. OxyClean. OxyClean.
Yes. better to die than to be shamed like the Sham Wow guy.
Oh.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
I think that was in Julius Caesar, that exact line.
Yes,
The play.
better to die than to be shamed like the Sham Wow guy.
The wowest of shams.
Yeah, that was Shakespeare's most forgotten line. Oh, Joe.
That man kept a clean kitchen, Shakespeare.
Yes, he did. Shakespeare kept a clean kitchen, but he didn't actually clean his own kitchen. His kitchen was cleaned by
Jacob Marley.
Jacob
What?
Marley, the ghost from Christmas Christmas Carol. Absolutely.
This is my slash fic. It's
Marley.
It's the characters of William Shakespeare and the cast of A Christmas Carol, and they get it on.
All right, so
Don't judge me.
who's here in San Diego for Comic-Con for the first time? Make some noise. Oh, who's a veteran of Comic-Con and has been here before? Oh yeah.
Okay.
A lot of vets in the house.
Yeah.
Full effect.
Support your vets.
Yeah, support your Comic-Con veterans. Give them
You've seen
foot
some stuff.
massages. What's that?
They've seen some stuff.
They've seen the shit.
They've seen over 10,000 Deadpools.
Yes. Okay. You know what? You bring up something very important right now.
Thank you.
Okay. I have a question for you. Are there more Deadpools or Harley Quinns? Okay, I'm gonna say each one. I think I got your answer already, but applaud for the one you think there's more of. Are there more Deadpools?
Live in the present.
No questions. No, this year. Okay, Deadpools?
Wow.
Dan. Okay. Harley Quinns. Is there a Harley Quinn back there? Yeah.
We just incepted our own question!
Woo! Yeah, it's the inception, layers upon layers, levels upon levels, falling into each other.
That was an onion. What variations of Deadpool have you guys seen? You guys seen a cat pool, a dog pool? We've seen an Assassin's Creed pool. We've seen what?
Sith pool.
Mana pool, Sith pool.
I saw Jess coming out of the shower, Deadpool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like Ferris Bueller? Was he
was
doing
wearing
like
he was wearing the Deadpool red and then a towel and like something around his head.
What if he had actually just been running late for the con?
Oh, maybe.
You got to get to those panels. You got to get to
Yeah,
that Hall H
yikes.
line. Has anybody done a Hall H line yet? Not this year.
Is anybody going to try to go to the 30th anniversary of Aliens?
Is anyone going to go to the anniversary of Alien Resurrection with me? The most misunderstood and misaligned of the Alien films.
Is that the one that David Fincher directed?
That was Alien 3.
Oh, Alien 3.
This is the masterpiece with Winona Ryder,
Yes,
with
yes,
the
yes,
guy,
yes.
with Michael Wincott from The Crow, others, Sigourney
Yes.
Weaver.
Yes.
And then she has an alien baby,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
and it looks like Slash from Ninja Turtle: Secret of the Ooze. I just realized that. It's like Mama at the end. It's real weird.
Okay, you know what? I want to ask another question. Alien or aliens? Okay, all right, I'm going to say each one. Applaud for the one you want, okay? Only applaud for one. Alien. Okay. Aliens.
All copies of Alien must be destroyed. What have you done?
Very close, very
That
close
was
vote
close,
there. Very
yeah.
close vote.
Even fight.
Yeah, even fight. So, what else are we looking forward to? Is anyone going to try to get into the Marvel or DC panel? No, wow.
You've given up already. Well, you know what they could see instead of the Marvel panel?
What's that?
A little thing that you and I like to call the Tournament of Nerds.
All right. Oh, well, we'll talk more about that later, but come here Saturday night for the Tournament of Nerds. It's an awesome comedy debate show. But without further ado, we're going to get this going with the cast of Conman. Yes.
You can get a little louder than that, I'm pretty sure.
Yes. All right, let's, do you want to introduce some folks, Joe?
They're not nearly loud enough for me to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, Alan Tudyk, Nathan Fillion, PJ Haarsma, Casper Van Dien, Mindy Sterling, Nolan North, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for these guys.
Wow, so it's pretty great that we have you guys here because I don't think there's a more apropos place for you guys to come and talk about this very thing. So give people just a brief synopsis of what Conman is.
Hello. Thank you. Conman is a show about my character. It's about me, guys. It's totally about me. It's about a character named Ray Nearly, who was on a sci-fi space show 13 years ago. He flew a spaceship, and your character, Jack Moore, was the captain of the spaceship, and it was canceled. It sounds a lot like a different. It sounds like a different thing, but it's not
Art
that thing.
imitating life, if you will.
Well, you know, you draw from your own experiences.
Yes.
And where it veers off is my character Ray. His career, he makes a couple of bad career choices, and it just bottoms out. And
I will just say, I want to hear more, but that's where Art stops imitating life because, Alan, you have one of the most impressive IMDb's. I mean, from Wreck-It Ralph to Frozen, just on down the list. Yeah.
I'm constantly being entertained by entertainment and going, oh my God, Alan's in this? He never told me. I'm on the phone, I go, well, why wouldn't you say something about, oh yeah, I did that, it was like a couple months ago. I don't know, I don't know.
Alan, you do voiceover?
You listen to him. You're with him on set all day, and you hear him like, you just said, we want to do this, and let's go do that. And you leave set, and you go home, and you lay back on the bed, and you turn the television on, you're flipping through the channels, and there's his voice every fourth show talking back at you.
but you know, Nolan North is on this panel as well, right over here. Yes.
Mindy
I know that
Sterling.
you can say voiceover actor, although, so in Conman, your character is Jerry Lansing, who's the second best motion capture artist in the world.
The way you say it.
Yeah, he
Second best. What is second?
second. Well, the
Second
first is Andy
the
Serkis.
second
Yes.
is the runner-up winner. That's what I would.
It's the first loser. First loser. That's good.
I said runner-up winner, Nathan.
Same thing. So you played. We were doing a video game together at one point.
That's right.
And we were motion capturing it while I was writing Conman, and I'd written a character named Nigel Thrice, who was the second best motion capture artist. And then I met Nolan, and he was doing that character
For free.
for free.
I did
yeah.
it for free.
And he named him Jerry Lansing, and he was like this.
Now,
You know more about
Yeah,
him than
no,
I do at
he
this
was.
point.
It was just really something to keep us entertained while we did the Uncharted series. Yeah. Oh, yes. Thank you very much. And Alan was supposed to be in that, and things changed, and he wasn't. But
It sounds like I was fired. It sounds
you
like
were not fired. He chose.
This will all be questions related to this.
He chose to be dismissed.
He dismissed himself. It was under his own power.
You can't fire me. I quit.
Exactly.
So no severance. If you
hey,
do
Nolan, as a mocap guy, that's how they say in the biz, though, right? Mocap?
It's now perf cap, apparently.
Gotcha. Do you get to wear one of those cool suits with all the balls on it?
Does he? He's wearing it now.
Underneath
Yeah,
his clothes,
that's
always.
true. All my suits have balls on them. It's a habit after 10 years.
I never
can't-
leave my house without my balls.
Well, you know.
Yeah. Also with us, Casper Van Dien. Good to see you, sir. So, Casper, you must have a ton of experience with cons. Starship Troopers, Tarzan. Oh, so,
Yeah, no, it's not the new Tarzan.
yeah.
One person saw it, and I don't think well, I heard one person yell, but yeah, my Tarzan was 1998, yeah, and one person saw it, I think.
I think your Tarzan could kick the shit out of the new Tarzan.
I don't know, he's pretty tall.
You're scrappy.
He worked
you're
out
scrappy.
a lot, and he's got those vampire teeth, too. And
I know, but you got
unfair advantage.
But you got the jaw.
I do. Yeah, I do have the jaw. Captain Jaw?
Yeah, it's a mocap jaw. We strive for that only
I
digitally.
want to get in there. I want to be the third best loser next to the second top loser. Second. Winner. Guy.
Winner. There's no losers.
No, all winners.
It's winner.
I'd quit.
So,
You choose to quit.
I chose that.
So I'd love to just, since everybody has so much Comic-Con experience, I'd love to just throw this out there. What's a story that was just a truth is stranger than fiction moment where you were like, wow, we got to put this in the show, in the web series Conman?
One of them in season 1, streaming now on Comic-Con HQ, is I was at a con in Florida, and I was waiting in line to check in. Line was long, and as I was standing in the lobby, I was looking at all of these women who all had babies. They were either holding babies or they had baby carriages, and they were all in their 50s, and it was a little odd. And then a woman walked up with a baby that was this big. It was a doll, and then I realized, oh my God, these are all dolls. This is a doll convention. And it was. One half of the hotel was a doll convention, and the other half of the hotel was a sci-fi convention, and that's what I was there for, and they were there for theirs. And so we did that in the first season, and Tricia Helfer from Battlestar Galactica, she plays our doll lady. She becomes my romantic interest in that in that episode. So
That was very convenient. That Tricia Helfer was your love interest. Because you should be noted that Alan writes it, too.
and casts it. Yeah.
Mindy Sterling was my love interest in season 1, and that's why she's not here.
Mindy Sterling's amazing. She's in her 60s, but she's amazing.
She was amazing. She was very,
Not
very
that
fun.
60s precludes. Anyway, next
Yeah,
question.
let's move on from that. You know what? We actually have a clip of the show. Let's go ahead, and take a look at Conman.
In the fall of 2004, a television network foolishly canceled the epic space show Spectrum. But fans kept Spectrum alive in their imaginations and safe in their shattered hearts. Now, 10 years later, an army of fans celebrate the cast, and conventions are devoted to the adventure and the mythos that was and always will be Spectrum. Everyone loves Spectrum.
I hate Spectrum. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it.
Well, everyone but Ray Nearly.
It was a great show.
It was the best thing I've ever done. That's the problem.
Science fiction is supposed to be about the future. Why are the fans so obsessed with the past?
Are you Ray Nearly?
No, I am not.
Could you sign my magazine?
I'm sorry. Are you famous?
They think that you're a spaceship pilot. Better than reality. Damn.
I have an audition.
Mr. Clint Eastwood.
Could you maybe put in a good word for me?
All famous people don't know all other famous people, Ray. But yeah, I know him.
It said that it was written for a 30-year-old. No, I can play 30.
Ray, we're gonna switch this up a little bit. Instead of reading Razor Burn, would you please read the role of Marion?
Marion.
I'm allergic to nuts! I want to quit this.
I need you to take your seat, please.
Okay, excuse me, sir. Hey, you wouldn't happen to be a sci-fi fan, would you?
Fuck off. last but not least, Keiko.
She's so agile, like a dart squirrel.
Oh, he's sexy.
Come see the freak of nature, the oddity of Mr. Neuralink.
Giorgio, help me to forget what happened to my village. I burned it down.
Mr. Dorna's been reading from The Merchant of Venice for his fans.
Maybe it should be Merchant of Venus, right?
Oh, of course.
You said you were with the convention.
There's a doll convention?
I'm in the wrong hotel. I'm in the right hotel.
You're here for the sci-fi convention?
She looks just like that hot Cylon. No, the other one. The other one. The other one. The other one. That's a dude.
I'm married.
Tiffany! Hey!
Oh, I'm thirsty.
Yeah, that ain't right. I got something better for us to do.
What?
A movie.
You want me in one of your movies?
I'm just working with you, man.
I'm making a movie with Jack Moore, and you son of a...
Are you doing a Spectrum movie?
No, there's no Spectrum movie.
We're gonna make this movie, you son of a bitch!
I'll do the movie under one condition. No crowdfunding.
When people say that you've been pigeonholed, it doesn't mean that you're stuffed into a hole that the pigeon lives in.
It is a hole in the pigeon.
Adam.
Yeah. Wow. I mean,
That was all season 1 there, wasn't it?
that's amazing. Not only was it funny moment after funny moment, but there's so many awesome familiar faces in there. Henry Rollins, Felicia Day. Yeah, you must call it like, I want your Rolodex. You know, there's a lot of good people in there.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah.
Yes, there are. There are a lot of great people in there. I was amazed. I was shocked. Those were a lot. It was a good. It was a good script. I wrote it. Thank you, PJ.
I mean,
you should have. Yeah.
I mean, does that a lot of that come from the relationships that you've made? Do you pick up the phone and they say yes, or what's up?
Yeah, I pick up the phone and they say, "We'll get back to you," and then I call Nathan. I pick up the phone, I call Nathan, and then Nathan makes a call.
I'm on it.
Yeah.
Honestly, when we were coming up with this idea, I thought we'd be kind of pulling in favors from friends. Remember that time I lent you my bike, and you gave it back to me? It was all dirty, but I didn't say anything. I thought we were gonna have to like beg people to do this thing, but we were running out of parts so fast that the only way to keep more of our friends in it was to do a second season.
Wow. And there's a really cool story behind this show coming together. You had a huge Indiegogo campaign and the crowdfunding, the crowdsourcing for this project off the charts. Tell me about putting that up and then the response.
We originally weren't going to crowdfund. You know, we tried to go the traditional route, and we went to the studios and that, and they didn't really get what we were doing. And we decided, well, let's talk to the fans and crowdfund it. And we were a little hesitant in the beginning, would the fans back it? And then they backed it to the extent where we still hold the record for the highest crowdfunded web
The only way
series
to
of all time.
keep more of our
across
friends in
any
it was to do
platform.
a second season.
Wow. Yeah.
And we're the
There's a
and
really
we're the
cool story
fastest
behind
ever
this
to
show
$1
coming
million.
together. You had a
Amazing.
huge Indiegogo
Congratulations.
campaign
And,
and
obviously,
the crowdfunding,
it's,
the
you know, it's got you
crowdsourcing
guys
for this
involved in it,
project
so they
off the
know
charts. Tell
it's
me
something
about
that they wanna see.
putting that. And speaking of crowdfunding, we got some people out in the crowd with some questions for the panel.
Hal, I think we've got some good ones. Gentlemen, if you're ready, this is Mark. Mark, how you doing, sir?
Pretty good. How about you guys?
Excellent.
Awesome.
All right, what's your question?
All right, so you guys see lots of people, tons of fans at all the cons. You're very recognizable folks. I was just curious, what is the weirdest thing that has ever been said or done to you by a fan?
We all look at Casper.
Casper, what stays in the Screen Junkies office stays in the Screen Junkies office.
Definitely Screen Junkies office. Weirdest thing that ever happened to me by a fan, well, it's similar, it's not as bad as the toilet one here, but I was taking I was in the bathroom, and I was leaking, and a guy goes, dude, you're so awesome in Starship Troopers. And I said, no. And the guy goes, dude, you're so awesome in Starship Troopers. I go, I'm not fist bumping you either. And then they put that in this, and I was like, they have the better one, though, because underneath there, I would have been like, I know, Nathan, yes.
He didn't want to shake his hand.
Mark, I think let's give it up for Mark, you guys.
And I'll just follow up. You guys shot at an actual con, isn't that right?
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we shot background footage at MegaCon, Phoenix Con, the anime one in Atlanta, but all the cons in our shows, we built them.
Wow.
Yep.
Impressive.
In this season, we built the Shaka Con, which is the biggest con of all. So that appears in
Complete
this.
with its own obstacle course of swinging blades. What are they called? The blades of...
Blades of Damocles. It kills people. They have to close it down because it's sending everybody to the hospital, and nobody's made it to the end of the obstacle course with their lives. Yeah. Tune in when we.
Tomorrow at Hall H, 10:30, we have the premiere of season 2, the trailer. If you want to come.
Be there for that. Let's get another question from the crowd.
Guys, I'm down here with Andre. Andre, what you got?
So you all got a lot of movies on your background, but which was the grossest scene that you ever had to videotape?
The grossest.
The grossest
What was
scene.
the grossest scene you ever had to film?
I had to get I did a movie called Slither, which is a very slimy movie, if you can imagine. A lot of KY jelly.
Okay, but about how
KY jelly and blood, fake blood, mixed together.
I saw this.
Coupled together with, here's something I didn't realize, coupled together with freezing weather at northern Vancouver area, I had like blood and slime and KY on my face, and they had to keep wetting it and wetting it and wetting it because it was freezing. It would freeze.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, guess what happens to your skin if something freezes on it? It had this damaged, kind of chapped, gross, that was gross. It was the chapped face after the KY.
Yikes. I can honestly say an expression I have not heard before, the chapped face after KY.
I don't believe him.
It happens.
That
just
is
on your
awesome.
face,
Alan, you have such a huge body of work. What's like one experience that's like stands out? Oh, the working conditions or getting covered in something or...
I don't, like the minute a job is over, it wipes it away.
Sure,
it's gone.
sure.
It's over. Yeah. It's completely over. Yeah. Right?
There's actually there's a phenomenon. No, you know when you go, oh, I'm going to get my something from the other room, and you walk into the other room and you go, what did I come in here for?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a thing. It actually happens. Your brain does a reset when you enter a room. When you cross the threshold, reset. That's what happens after a job. Like people say, hey, what was your favorite episode of Castle? I did 8 years of a show. I can't remember the last show I did. I got no idea, buddy. The one where we solved that murder, and it was funny.
That was my favorite too. That was my favorite too.
Okay, so on that, you saying that, okay, projects, you forget about them. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you guys about Firefly. Just one of the most beloved space shows, nerd culture shows of all time. Can you talk to me a little bit about the untimely death of Firefly, how it influenced this show, Conman, and yeah, I think people just want to hear you talk Firefly.
Well, I can talk about how it influenced. Firefly was the best, and it should have gone on, and that's why I think people like it, because when you watch it, you go, oh, this. It just doesn't. You just want more. And for me, I got introduced to cons from Firefly. It was after that you invited me. You were like, you introduced me to that guy, kind of skeevy guy, right?
Yep.
He's a skeevy guy. But we didn't know that at the time. I went to my first con, and with you in London, I had no idea what to expect, and I've been going to them ever since.
Cons are a lot of fun, man. I mean, you guys have fun at cons, right? It's like that, only it's up here. And it's super duper fun, but when we're together, it's even more fun. So we like to do these things together. I love going to cons. I'll go to one alone, no problem. But if I can go to one with my buddies, I'm totally in. Nolan, I want you to answer this question as me. What do you miss most about Firefly?
Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Rooker!
Speak of the Slither.
Firefly? What the hell's Firefly?
I meant Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
You were talking Slither a minute ago. You were talking shit?
I was totally talking Slither shit a minute ago.
Good Lord, don't listen to him.
This was about to turn into the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 panel. Okay. But what you were going to do an impression of Nathan.
I don't have an impression of Nathan. But if I did, it'd be charming as hell.
Now,
you know what? I actually have a Nathan Fillion story that he doesn't know. I actually I read against Ryan Reynolds for Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place. I didn't get it. If you didn't know. But then they liked me, so they brought me back to play Trailer Howard's boyfriend, and I didn't get it because he got it. And I remember going to talk to my agent. I said, I nailed that thing. And he said, they gave it to this guy, Nathan Fillion. I said, who? And he said, Nathan Fillion. He was in Firefly. And I went, oh, I like him. It wasn't. No, it was like right.
Two Guys was before Firefly.
Right.
But if you told that story to your agent after Firefly and say, who did I lose it to? Then it would have made sense.
Well, yeah, because I was too drunk the day I realized it. But yeah, no, I've had, seriously. Michael Rooker, everyone.
Just before we move on from Firefly, any Joss Whedon stories or thoughts?
That's a clever guy. Joss Whedon is a clever guy, and he runs a tight ship. I really enjoy being on set on a Joss Whedon project. And I had worked before Firefly, and I got to Firefly, and I go, oh, this is what it's about. This is what it's supposed to be like. This is what it's like. And I haven't had such a... I wasn't so invested in an experience like Firefly until Conman. And I think Alan runs a very similar ship to Joss, but just not as smart. That's fair. Joss is a pretty smart guy. But you're artsy.
I'm artsy, and I have to say I am a co-showrunner with PJ Haarsma. He handles the hard stuff, and I'm talking like bourbon, scotch, the hard stuff. Three fingers. Well, you compare me to Joss Whedon, and not just the way we throw. That's amazing.
You're ginger geniuses.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yep. It's insane how he'll write, act, produce, direct everything while doing Star Wars, Powerless, Disney, all of that's going on at the same time. And he'll be talking to somebody and he'll do this.
He has a minor stroke.
Oh, what'd you say? And then in that little blank out, he'll have just rewritten 3 pages. He'll change where the camera's going to go. He's changed the set piece, and everybody just goes, "Okay, sure, let's do that."
No, but he also on Conman season 2. I brought my girlfriend and my 2 daughters, and then all of a sudden he comes over there. He's busy. He's doing everything, and then he starts doing every voice from every cartoon that is in existence, and they're just sitting there like. And they're like, how does he do all those voices? How do they come out of one person, Dad? And I go, and then I do the same face. What did you say? He's amazing, and he's so sweet with kids.
Absolutely. PJ mentioned Star Wars. Alan, you are in Rogue One, correct?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
What? When were you gonna tell me?
That's what I was.
Alan, do us a favor. Tell us everything.
Yeah, you know.
Or something, yeah.
Yeah, it comes out in December.
Yeah?
It's called Star Wars. I'm a droid. I play K2SO. I'm 7'1" and black, and which
Typecasting? Typecasting?
Typecasting. Finally, I get to play.
What do
My
they call you for
insides match
short?
my outsides, huh?
What do they call you for short? K2S1? K2SO?
K2SO. Diego Luna's. He calls me K2. K2. He's great. Diego's character is my owner. Yeah, he reprogrammed me. I was an Imperial droid, and he reprogrammed me. And when he, well, no, that was said. He reprogrammed me, and when he reprogrammed me, he didn't get it all right. He's a little bit off. Not all the time, but at times he's kind of sassy.
Well, you are very sassy. I think we have 5 sassy gentlemen up here. I want to thank...
Before we go, the one thing that we wanted to say is
Yes.
what we have coming out next month. And
Oh,
we're announcing
please.
it
Please plug
at
it.
Comic-Con. Go.
Yeah.
Conman the game.
Oh!
August 24th, build your own con.
Yeah, for your mobile devices.
Wow.
It's very cool. We have a clip. All right, we don't have a clip.
Sorry, we lost
But
the
if
clip.
you're here, probably at our, if you're at the Hall H tomorrow.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm playing it now. It's awesome.
He's playing Pokemon
This
Go.
is the best.
It's like Pokemon Go with Alan Tudyk.
And Nathan
You gotta
Fillion.
I
find
could
him.
pull down Alan's pants. He's so embarrassed.
I have. Oh, I don't have my phone on me. It's great. It's in testing right now in Australia, but it's about to come out.
Awesome.
It's all ready to go, pretty much.
So it's Conman the game?
Conman the game.
Conman the game. Download it on your mobile device. Alan Tudyk, Nathan Fillion, PJ Haarsma, Casper Van Diem, Nolan North. Give him a big round of applause. Thank you, gentlemen. Conman, check it out on Vimeo.
Guys, keep it going. Screen Junkies Central, keep it going. Casper Van Dien, best hugger in the business. Guys, we're gonna keep this going. Make some noise from Honest Game Trailers, Matt Robb, and the head writer of Honest Trailers from Screen Junkies, Spencer J. Gilbert, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Matt and Spencer.
Matt and Spencer. Matt and Spencer. Matt and Spencer. Matt and Spencer. Matt and Spencer. Matt and Spencer.
Oh boy.
Can we
Has
quack them
anyone
on? It's
ever
always
seen-
been a dream of mine to quack someone onto stage, like from Mighty Ducks. Can we quack? Can we quack Screen Junkies Central? Quack, 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 quack. Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Robb and Spencer J. Gilbert.
Yeah, Screen Junkies.
Woo!
Ducks fly together, man. Thank you.
Hey, guys. What's going on? You want to sit over there and I'll sit over here? We'll sandwich them? That'll be
do it.
fun. We're going to sandwich them. It's going to be wonderful. Spencer, you are the best.
No, you guys are the best.
You guys are the best. You guys having a good time? That was an amazing panel, wasn't it? Wasn't that awesome? We have an equally amazing panel, if not better, mostly just because we're going to be up here. We're going to be asking awesome questions. Who the hell am I? Great question, guy in the middle row. I'm Matt Robb. I'm the new host of Gamer Fights on Screen Junkies Plus. Also, host of Honest Game Trailer Commentaries. Along
HGTC.
With HGTC! Where we talk about a show that I exec produce over at Smosh Games, and now on Screen Junkies Plus, Honest Game Trailers, which is awesome. One guy loves it. That dude!
Dude,
Is that Dave Chappelle in the audience? Hey, man, what's going on? I love it.
it's Tyrone Biggums. Do you guys play video games? Yeah, fuck yeah, who doesn't? Do you guys play Pokemon Go?
There's a gym 2 blocks over. No, I'm just kidding. We'll stay here. We'll stay right here. Where my Valors at? I just want to know.
Yeah, right here.
All right, good. Yeah, I got one guy up there. He's a VIP. It's all that matters. So we have an amazing panel. We're talking about an awesome new series called Unlocked, which is talking about all things about video games, and you don't necessarily need to be a fan or inundated in the video game world in order to think this stuff is really interesting. We have some awesome guests who we're going to have come out here and talk about video games in general, unlock the series. I think we have something we can run, but I think we're going to show you guys that a little later. Let's get to our guests. Spencer.
It's awesome. Nathan Fillion is humping one of them backstage right
yeah,
now.
we
but
had
hopefully
to step
they're done.
over him because they were making sweet, passionate love.
All right, they're ready to go.
They're ready to go. All right, I guess first and foremost, she is all over the place. You've seen her in a million different things. Out in the world, you see her over at Comic-Con HQ. You're going to see her right on the stage. It's Alison Haislip! Woo!
Wow, where to even begin with this guy? He likes big guns, he likes killing zombies, he likes being an all-around badass.
Fast cars?
Fast cars. Welcome to the stage, Michael motherfucking Rooker!
Wow! Give it up for the man!
That's a bottle cap.
Already causing trouble.
How y'all doing?
And then, of course, the director and executive producer of Unlocked, we gotta welcome Jeremy Sneed and Brett Womble.
Give them up for these
What's up,
guys! Those are for
Is this
you.
for me? Yeah. No, we will not share.
Wow.
Hello.
All right, guys.
Who
welcome.
designed this table?
I did. Why? You like
It's
it?
too wide.
Yeah, I know.
It
is
cuts
like,
off their. I can't see I can't see their feet.
Michael Rooker, big foot guy. All right, so I want to know, what is Unlocked? Tell me, guys.
Unlocked?
I want to know what
It's a fish.
Yes, what is Unlocked? It's delicious.
I love them with bagels and cream cheese.
That's right. Unlocked is a 8-part documentary series on the simplest way to say it is the past, present, and future of gaming. So, Video Games the Movie, which I directed about 2 years ago, came out and is a 90-minute kind of high-level look at the gaming industry. And I met Brett, who then helped to orchestrate Unlocked. And the idea being, gaming is something that the Vox Populi looks at with a lot of cliches of like, oh, the violence debate, or kids sitting in their parents' basements playing games, and that's something that we wanted to address and say, hey, there's so many different areas of gaming that people don't know about, and we can make a documentary.
Thanks for being here, dude.
But what better way to do it than to bring celebrities like Alison and Rooker and Tom Arnold and Sean Astin to tell the story, so that there's familiar faces that you're seeing the story through. That's the hope that makes sense.
No, I get it. I totally get it.
You're so serious.
That sounded very cerebral. Sorry.
No, I like it, man. I like it.
He likes it. Now, I mean, we're all talking video games. Obviously, the two of you are fans of video games as a culture, as video games as actual entertainment pieces. Michael, Allison, why don't you talk about your involvement in video games? Obviously, motion capture is something that you talk a lot about in the series. Michael, why don't you tell me, what's your favorite video game, man? Ooh. Yeah, go.
Pressure's on.
On the spot.
Is it anyone you're in?
I get dizzy when I play these games. I can't play them very much. I like Lollipop Chainsaw. Is very cool.
Yeah. Lollipop Chainsaw.
That's a great
awesome.
choice.
Fun fact, directed by James Gunn, who directed
Gunn.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
There you go, Jamie.
Boom. Just dropped some knowledge on y'all.
Black Ops 2.
Black Ops 2. I like it. I like it. Allison?
Yeah.
Yes, my favorite game.
Yeah, right now.
Okay, this is tough. Adult Allison, her favorite game is Portal and Portal 2.
Fair.
Nice.
Fair.
Those are like my ideals, like
Modern
puzzle
classics.
solving. All I want to do is solve puzzles, but it's puzzle solving with a storyline. The Uncharted series would take a very close second to that. But like overall, like my love for video games, that overall game has got to be Mario Kart. Because like that's still the game. Like I'll still go back to Mario Kart. You know, I'll still play Yoshi any day.
Any day.
Is that the one where they go in those little cars?
Little cars, yes.
Yeah, tiny little cars. Carts even.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, they're like little carts.
Yeah, little
You got the Italian
cars.
plumber and the other Italian plumber and the little dinosaur.
Yeah. But they're called Mario Kart?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't like it either, Michael. We should
Mario.
petition. Well, I want these guys
Italian guy,
to really
right?
understand.
Yeah.
I want these guys to get what we're talking about. I think we have a promo of Unlocked we could roll. I want you guys to be able to see this so that when we talk about it, you kind of understand. You're able to put some visuals to it. So I guess let's roll it, huh?
In just 3 days, the video game Grand Theft Auto 5 has pulled in more than $1 billion in sales.
Violent video games have encouraged the killing of innocent people.
Some of those games can actually help children in their thinking and focus.
Video games are a cultural experience. It all has to do with not so much the technology, but how the games are experienced and remembered by the people who are playing them.
I think that over the course of this 30 years, I look at it now and I say, hey, maybe Mario is kind of up there with Mickey Mouse.
I absolutely believe that Mario and Mickey Mouse are right at the same level.
Thank you very much.
The big fear, I think, when people started gaming a lot was, oh, that's going to take these kids and isolate these people. No, they're actually social with people around the world.
As it turns out, video games actually are one of the most effective pain management tools that we have here at the hospital.
Playing a lot of violent video games leads to an increase in these aggressive thought patterns.
Is there evidence to support that violent thought patterns translate into violent behavior?
We're not able to find evidence that that type of associative thoughts are predictive of future behavior.
You're saying the verdict's out.
Virtual reality is to represent the virtual cameras exactly as your eyes would be in the real world.
This is the first time I've understood.
Who could have anticipated where games have come? It was technology when the things ate other little things. But now, holy cats, what an art form.
As an actor in a game, when I get deeper into the character, it becomes more natural and more real. And it shows, and you believe it as you're playing the game.
Madison Square Garden sold out because of video games.
We've grown to over 67 million players every single month.
Science has proven video games are good for cognitive abilities. It just teaches you how to problem solve.
How does that look, guys? Look at that.
That was me, wasn't
That was
it?
you.
Yeah.
Whoa.
From the best.
I talked.
You talked, you rolled, you shot stuff. It's such a all-encompassing documentary. I watched the first 6 episodes, and you cover so much stuff. How games are made, how you do performance capture, the psychology games. Did you draw the line anywhere?
How'd
Were
you get
like
to watch
Sonic?
the first 6 episodes?
Well, you guys gave me a little.
Spencer's from
it
the
leaked
future.
on BitTorrent.
Oh, he's
Sorry,
from the
guys.
future. Sorry, we should have prefaced.
We go to some screeners.
Did you get to the point of like Sonic erotic fan fiction and you were like, we can't include that. That's too much. Is there anything you left out of this? Because it's so comprehensive.
Use your own imagination.
Well, it's interesting because, as any gamer knows, Brett and I talked about this, that if you were to sit down and say, we want to make a series about gaming, the
the subject matter is endless. I mean, virtual reality, games used as rehabilitation in hospitals, which we did with Zelda, motion capture we did with Rooker.
You can make a whole show on Pokemon Go right now.
We could, yeah, and which is something that's left out. Alison did Nintendo. We covered a whole thing with Alison and Nintendo.
I met like Nintendo Legacy that day.
And Nintendo Puppets.
And Nintendo Puppets, you're right.
Yeah.
That was really cool. Just like as you know, I grew up playing Nintendo, and then like meeting the guys who literally released the very first Nintendo Entertainment System. They're like, yeah, we've worked at the company for 30 odd years, and I'm like, my career. I have a career because you guys did that, you know?
Yeah.
That's the whole reason I ever got a job at G4 was because I played video games all through school.
Well, it's interesting because
Do they pay you well?
Well, G4 doesn't exist anymore, sadly. But
They don't pay you at all, then.
They don't pay me at all. But the jobs I get now pay me well.
Well, it's interesting because no matter what topic we were on, whether it was Nintendo or motion capture with this guy, there were always revelations. You know, the host, the goal of the show was that the hosts would come in and learn something about the subject matter, whether it was Nintendo or motion capture or, you know, kids in hospitals with Zelda. And every single time, like we prepped you with the questions of like, hey, we're going to be talking about motion capture and performance capture and facial scanning. And then you went in and learned things that we didn't even have on the schedule. Like, you know, when they put you in that room with all the cameras around you, and you were asking questions that we didn't even have planned. So what you see in the documentary is someone who's actually learning legitimately, even though we tried to plan out, like, ask these questions, and the same was true with Alison and all of our hosts. So it's sort of this trip.
It was really a lot of fun. Actually, I would learn it, and the next day I'd forget it already. So I'd have to relearn it again. So it's kind of fun.
Just watch
every
watch
time.
Unlocked, and you'll remember.
There you go.
That's right.
The coolest thing I learned, which I think made it into the documentary, I think this it did, but I'll tell you guys here now, is that the entire reason Mario, because we did this at E3 last year when it was the 30th anniversary of Mario. The reason he has a mustache is solely so you could define his nose from the rest of his face. And the sole reason he's wearing overalls is so you could define his arms from the rest of his body. But like, a mustached overall wearing man is like the icon of all video games now. And it was literally done just to make it clearer on the screen. There was no like backstory. There was no like, yes, what we need is an Italian plumber who takes down gorillas or something like that. It literally just looked better on the screen. And we've now created
So they say.
mythology around this character, which that blew my mind when I found that out.
Or like, Rooker, how performance capture with actors, it's something where, like, when you were in Black Ops 2, you were in the jet, and what you see in the game is, first person, hands on a controller and the cockpit, but then what actually, you're like sitting on a box or something, holding like a banana, or, I don't, you told the story, I don't.
Well, I'm sitting in a box, and I'm holding like, I'm just holding a stick in my hand, and I'm using it like it's a jet, a fighter pilot jet. I flew, I did a movie once, so the F-16s, they're very, you're not doing like this. It's just very, very slight movements, and you're like doing a 180. So it's not a big,
and how that comes
big
through,
thing,
and how that comes through in the performance, and how you're playing these games like Call of Duty and stuff, and you take for granted the motion capture, which is sort of, we all know, and we've seen Avatar, we've seen the behind the scenes of Avatar, of how it works, photogrammetry and performance capture, but the stories that you told in
motion capture is like basic, though. Really, it gets you back to acting. Basic acting. Like this is a knife. But it's a pair of glasses, but if you use it like it's a knife, the motion capture guys can make it look like a knife.
Right.
Because they add it in later on.
But Michael, is it harder for you when instead of looking at Norman Reedus, you're looking at a cardboard box. You know, is it harder for you to get in character and stay committed when?
What do you mean by that?
When you're no aspersions on Norman Reedus' acting, fine actor, fine man. But like you're in a unitard covered in ping pong balls. Like, does that make your job harder?
No.
Oh, cool.
Cool.
Respect.
No. You mean for what? For like The Walking Dead?
Yeah, as compared to acting on film and television, is performance capture, is that tougher for you?
No. It's actually very refreshing because you get to use your imagination even more. Working on a show like The Walking Dead, dude, you get a real AR-15.
Yeah.
You got a real knife. Okay? Those are real ticks you're pulling off your belly. All right? So it's the real deal. And you get hurt, you sweat, you bleed. It's the real deal.
So it's not acting.
Motion capture.
The Walking Dead's a documentary.
Motion capture is completely opposite. I mean, it's like, okay, we have some tape, and this is your set. If you step a foot out of the line, you're no longer in the game. You know, that's it. Yeah. And everything you use, everything you pick up, is whatever they're gonna make it. It could be a bloody bazooka, you know, and it's really honestly only a piece of wood. So a lot of fun.
I just want to say Merle should have never died in Walking Dead.
Look at you! You're biased.
My executive producer, Brett Womble, everyone, give him a hand.
Yeah. Woo. I just, probably the only thing y'all find interesting from my perspective is I was 28 doing sales and have always wanted to get into film, but didn't go to film school, didn't do any of that, and basically Jeremy and I didn't even know each other, but when video games came out, I reached out to him and said, I want to get into this, and we flew him down to Lubbock, Texas, which is not the film capital of the world by any means, and we got the whole thing funded, and I just had somebody apologize to me a second ago because they were like, oh, the green room's over there, I'm so sorry, I didn't know you were on the panel, and that's never happened to me before. I was like, I've arrived.
Well, but also, I mean, just on a serious note, you know, coming from an independent background, you know, Video Games the Movie was a Kickstarter that the gamer community, probably most of you guys, funded, and that was a passion project of mine.
I didn't know that.
And
is that why I didn't get paid very much?
That's right. For video games, but
what the
not
hell's
for
wrong
Unlocked.
with you people? Give more, for God's sake.
I got paid.
Allison was in it.
Wait a minute, you got paid?
I didn't get paid for Video Games the movie.
Did you get paid for this
Yeah.
job? You did?
Did we just make it really awkward? What just happened?
You got paid?
Awkward.
Okay. You know what? Women do get paid more than men.
Ew.
So yeah, it was so awesome, you guys, to take these relative outsiders to the game industry. I know you've been there for life, but to show like Tom Arnold and Penn Jillette and Sam from Lord of the Rings, Sean Astin, Rudy, and teach them all about this. My question is, how do I trick my girlfriend, now wife, into liking video games?
Have her watch Unlocked.
There you go, guys. You got to watch Unlocked. And will you tell these people how they can find it?
Right now, if you go to unlockedtvshow.com, that has all the information about the show. We're still in negotiations with networks. Fingers crossed, it'll come out this fall. 8-part docuseries on gaming. And it really is, I mean, in all seriousness, it is something that I and Brett set out to do something that with guys like Rooker and Haislip and Tom Arnold and Sean, familiar faces, not just telling the story, because that's something that's sort of like this 90s Nickelodeon of like there's a host of a show. And I think there's a disconnect with our generation where it's like, oh, well, there's a host, so I know it's not real. I know this host is being told what to say and what to do. And really, our what we did with Unlocked was to say, hey, here's the subject matter, whether it's motion capture or Nintendo or Sean Astin with game design schools or Tom Arnold at, you know, talking to, you know, the pioneers of the industry, to really let them learn and so that the audience learns by proxy through familiar faces. So that's the idea. Whether we, got across the finish line of mission accomplished will be, up to you guys, the audience.
Well, it's
I
truly
did
awesome.
get paid though, right?
You did. You need to
I
check
got
with your
paid. I
accountant.
got paid.
Michael Rooker's got to eat, guys.
I don't remember.
He will be accepting donations afterwards. Guys, thank you so much for doing the panel. UnlockTVShow.com. You guys got to check it out. I want to give a big round of applause for Alison
you,
Haislip,
everybody!
Michael
Give it up for these
Rooker,
guys.
Jeremy Sneed, Brett Womble.
Okay, really. I cannot leave a panel ever
Okay.
Without telling us who Star-Lord's dad is.
Without a Q&A of some sort. We get one question.
One. All right, guys.
Okay.
He's the boss.
Who wants to ask the question? Shut up, woman. Go ahead. Raise your hand. Yes, sir.
question, guys?
Go ahead. What's your question?
Yell it out.
What?
Name your favorite moment
Favorite
from
moment?
Unlocked.
Shooting Unlocked? My favorite moment?
Yeah.
Lunchtime. We had good lunches. Woo. What's your favorite moment? You got a favorite moment?
I met Miyamoto. I met the dude who created
God.
our childhood, and not just met him, sat down with him for like a 30-minute conversation, which was interesting because he doesn't really speak that much English, so he has a translator. But he's still like the most genuine human being I've talked to, and he's just so happy to be doing what he does 30, 40 years later. He loves that he has created these characters that are so iconic to us, and that he still is trying to evolve them and all that. I was done. I sat down with him and I'm like, hey, okay. What's
Amazing.
Oh my God. That was awesome. Sir, do you have a favorite moment?
Favorite moment of Unlocked was writing a check to this guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's proof a check exists.
And how about you, sir? Do you have a favorite moment?
Well, my favorite was wiring the money so that Jeremy could write a check.
There you go.
Damn it. Where did it all go?
It's behind the fridge. Awesome. Another
Thank you,
round of applause for these
everybody.
guys. Thank you guys very much. And for those of you guys who are watching at home, this has been an amazing day, and we're not done. We're going all throughout the week. Lots of awesome panels. Some amazing stuff happening, so tune in. And hey, happy Comic-Con, guys. This is great. Bye, guys.
Let's do this.
Thanks again to sponsor T-Mobile. With double the LTE coverage, get your Screen Junkies fix in more places. To watch our previous show, click to the left. And to view everything else from Screen Junkies Central, click to the right.